Hi guys, what's up, Dax here. Today we are here with my preview of the 2016 Monaco Grand Prix. So, after all of the drama last time out, this Grand Prix is going to hopefully be awesome once again. We've got that rivalry between Hamilton and Rosberg, which really should be up another level after what happened in Spain. I mean, I did a vote over on Twitter and still people are a lot, undecided with what the outcome of that was. Whether it was Hamilton's fault, Rosberg's fault, just a racing incident. I'm still sticking with the racing incident. I mean, both could have avoided it in my opinion, but both didn't, and it was a racing accident. That's what I think at the end of the day. But anyway, we're here to talk about the Monaco Grand Prix, and having a look back to last year, obviously, we remember what happened. Hamilton, he was dominating that race, and Rosberg managed to get a sneaky victory after, I think it was a pit stop error from Lewis Hamilton, and obviously quite a lot of drama with that. Once again, Hamilton was really annoyed last year after missing out on a Grand Prix, and Rosberg had won 3 Monaco Grand Prix in a row, 2013, 14 and 15 at that point. So Rosberg was buzzing. It sort of kept him in chance of a championship last year. I mean, it was one of his few wins last year, and it's, was towards the start of the season, Spain and Monaco next to each other. So Rosberg's obviously buzzing this time last year, but this time he's probably not going to be buzzing so much, even though he's got a 39-point lead at the top of the championship. Well, we all know Hamilton's going to be fired up. If he wasn't fired up enough the Spanish Grand Prix, he's going to be fired up enough now. So this one is going to be pretty insane between the two Mercedes, but let's not just say they're going to run away with it, because obviously I made a video a couple of days ago about saying Red Bull could definitely have a chance of winning races in the future, thanks to the Autosport article saying that the chassis of the Red Bull is by far not by far, but is the best chassis on the grid at the moment. And of all tracks, Monaco is the one that you want to have a great chassis at, and could it be 2 Red Bull wins in a row? I mean, that'd be insane. If Verstappen win 2 races in a row, that'd be absolutely insane. I don't think it will be the case, to be perfectly honest. I mean, Mercedes, they seem to be just too good. I mean, basically. So, well, however good the chassis is on the Red Bull, I think the Mercedes can overcome it thanks to, obviously, its superior engine. And last year, Hamilton got a pole position with a 15.098. I expect that to be beaten this year. Obviously, the cars keep getting faster and faster, but the closest challenge last year to the Mercedes, Rosberg was 4 tenths back, then Vettel was another 4 tenths back from Rosberg, so it was actually 8 tenths of a second back from Lewis Hamilton from pole position. Then it was Ricciardo and Kvyat and Raikkonen, and Force India was actually pretty decent last year, was 7th place on the grid, and Maldonado was even 9th place on the grid. Insane things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this race quite a lot. Obviously, I mean, there's that dimension obviously with the Hamilton-Rosberg battle, but there's also the dimension of the battle now between Verstappen and Ricciardo, because Verstappen is now only 10 points behind Ricciardo, obviously after having a worse car for the first 4 races, and both of them have had one sort of non-scoring race, but Daniel Ricciardo has finished 4th place in every single race that he's finished. So 4th in Australia, 4th in Bahrain, 4th in China, a retirement in 11th place, actually sorry, misread that. He had 11th place in Russia, but when he's been in the points, he's been 4th place. So, are we going to say Ricciardo 4th place? Well, actually, I don't think so. I think Ricciardo's going to be on the podium this time. I think it's going to be probably a Lewis Hamilton win from Rosberg in 2nd place, and probably a Daniel Ricciardo, I think, on the podium. But then Ferrari have also come out the last few days, just to add another dimension to this, saying that they're going to be strong around Monaco. So, it's really hard. Who do you believe in all these instances here? I mean, obviously Ferrari, they're probably going to be decent, but they don't have as good a chassis as either the Mercedes or the Red Bull, and their engine isn't as good as the Mercedes. So basically, they're always going to come out here at least 2nd best here. Might have a slightly better engine than the Red Bulls, but not as good as chassis. And in terms of the chassis and the engine, Mercedes are better than Ferrari on both. But I suppose the real challenge for a Ferrari is to cement the 2nd best car on the grid, really. At the end of the day, they don't want to be beaten by Red Bull. That would be a big failing this year. Obviously, their aim was probably to try and beat Mercedes, but to try and just finish ahead of Red Bull was probably just expected after last season. But Red Bull have come on, massive amounts over the last few months, and Red Bull, honestly, as I said in the video a couple of days ago, I could see them still going for the championship if they can develop enough. I mean, they're not that far behind. Obviously, Rosberg has a big lead at the top, but looking at Raikkonen's in 2nd place in the championship currently after being consistent. He's had a retirement, as has Lewis Hamilton, but he's been more consistent than Lewis Hamilton, which is crazy. So am I going to retract those things about Raikkonen being past it? I mean, not really. I still think there are better options, but that's a debate for another day. But obviously Rosberg's leading on 100 points. Then it's Raikkonen on 61. He's got a 39-point gap over Raikkonen. I don't know whether I said Hamilton early on. And then it's a 43-point gap to Lewis Hamilton back in third place. Then Vettel is 9 points back from Hamilton. Ricciardo's on the same points as Vettel. Then Max Verstappen's on 38 points. So honestly, guys, I can still see Red Bull, you know, if they can get their consistency a bit up here, you know, maybe nick a win here at Monaco, honestly, I can see them battling for the championship, and I can see them as the second best car now. I mean, a lot of people obviously thinking Ferrari. I mean, I suppose we've got to get to Canada. When we look at Canada, we'll probably see once again what the cars are like. Obviously, I do expect a Mercedes dominance in Canada, but this is the race I'm looking forward to a lot here, because I'm expecting 3 cars to be quite close going for a win here. Obviously, the Mercedes, Ferraris and the Red Bulls, they should all be really close here. I mean, closer than last year, closer than the 0.8 of a second between first and third on the grid. And who do we expect to bring a surprise? I mean, it would just be a fairy tale for Max Verstappen to win 2 races in a row. I mean, it'd be insane, but I just can't see it happening unless there is another accident between a few of the other front drivers. I mean, it still could happen. I'm not going to say it won't happen, but it's going to be tough for Max Verstappen here. He needs to, I think for him, he just needs to sort of be close to Ricciardo, or just be ahead of Ricciardo in this race. I mean, obviously that was fantastic result in Spain, but things did go his way. I don't want to take it too much away from him because it was an incredible race, but a couple of things did go his way, obviously with Ricciardo having to make an extra stop and all that. But I think just to beat Ricciardo in a few races throughout the whole year would be an incredible result for Verstappen, obviously, considering he's had much less time in the car than Ricciardo this year. But if we swing back to what we think is going to happen in Monaco, as I said, I think it probably will be a Lewis Hamilton win. He's so fired up for this race. I think it's got to be his. Finally, surely he's going to get a win this season and put one to bed against Rosberg, and to stop Rosberg's streak of 3 race wins in Monaco in a row. So I could see that happening. Rosberg would probably come out in second. It really is all about qualifying, so who knows, maybe if Rosberg can get a sneaky pole position, he can go and grab another Monaco win. But I can see Hamilton doing this. It's been a track that he's been great at in the past. So probably Hamilton from Rosberg. Then I'd say honestly Ricciardo. I can see them definitely on the podium this race. Probably 3rd place for Ricciardo. Maybe a 4th place for Sebastian Vettel. 5th place for Verstappen. 6th place for Raikkonen. And then we're just getting into territory where I don't really know, because let's be honest, that midfield is absolutely insane at the moment. I mean, there's a whole bunch of cars, you know, from Jenson Button, who's got 3 points, up to, you know, people like Kvyat and Bottas are on like 29, 22. That's such a close midfield from 8th place to 16th place in the championship. It's really, really close stuff. I mean, you've only got really the Renaults, the Saubers, and the Marussia Manors, or whatever they're called, really out the back, and there's a massive group in the midfield, which makes it really exciting. So I'm looking forward to this one a lot, guys. Leave your comments and opinions down below what you think is going to happen. It's been Alex Mardy. Goodbye.